Hey everyone, this is Trials HD, and I am loading this very laggy track. Okay, here we go. Introducing this monstrosity. This thing is a calculator, working calculator in Trials HD. It takes 4 bits of input and gives you 5 bits of output. I have to find where the input is. I believe this is the input. Yeah. So, give me a second. Well, okay. So here's your input. Here's your output over here. It's a mess. I will first try any number. Let's try 7. Is this 7? No. For those of you who don't understand binary, you should probably look up binary. But it works sort of like decimal. You have your in decimal. You have the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place, the thousands place. In trials, you have the ones place, the twos place, the fours place, and the eights place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make 7. So the way I'm going to do this is... the lag is incredible. Yeah, I clicked on it like 10 seconds ago. That's how bad the lag is. Okay, there, I'm going to make this physics. Okay, so what I just did here is this tire is physics. The upper tire is physics, the upper tire is physics. So this tire right here is physics. So is this one. So is this one. However, this one is solid. So this means that we have our 4 bits here. These tires activate the triggers. So this is the ones place. This is the twos place. This is the fours place. So 4 plus 2 plus 1. This is 7. So this is 0, 1, 1, 1. That is 7 in binary. 0, 1, 1, 1. Now over here, I'm not gonna change it because it takes forever. It literally takes like 20 seconds just to select an object. As we can see, the 8's place is a 1. The 4's place is a 0. The 2's place is a 1, and the 1's place is a 1. So this is 8, 2, this is 11. So this is 1, 0, 1, 1 in binary. And again, if you want to understand binary coding better, look up a video on how binary works. So this is 7 plus 11. So 0, 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 0, 1, 1. And so 7 plus 11 is 18. Okay? 7 plus 11 is 18. So over here on our 5-bit display, we have these signs. And if the sign falls, I believe that's a 1. So what we should get, how do we make 18? Well, this is going to end up being... So this is the 16th place, and this is the 2's place. So we should see that the 2's place becomes physics, and the 16's place becomes physics. And if that happens, then it gives us an output of 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, which is 18. So now we stand in the middle of it to make sure everything is loaded, and I'm just going to hit play. And now I think we're probably going to have to wait quite a bit before it actually starts playing. In the meantime, Trials is sick. This is the kind of crazy stuff you could do in this editor. This editor is absolutely insane. I do mean absolutely insane. And if we come over here, it's done. We can see that the arrow sign in front of the 16th place and the arrow sign in front of the 2's place have both fallen. Apparently through the ground, because physics in this game are crazy. So yes, it gave us an output of 18. It added 7 plus 11 and got 18. This is literally crazy. This is by far my favorite thing I've ever done in Trials, and honestly one of the favorite things I've done in my life. Because as a programmer and someone who likes dealing with Trials physics, this is a project that took me so long. I remember one time I started making a calculator, become too laggy, and I I had to make like 60 connections or something. It would have taken hours just to make the connections. Okay, if we unpause it, I want to show a bit of how the various operations work. It's taking for, okay, there we go. So if we come to the back, I have a few things laid out. This appears to be a AND gate, I would assume. If you don't know what AND or NOT gates are in trials, I recommend that you go and look those up as well. Oh, wow. What is this? Honestly, I'm not sure. It's been like a year since I worked on this. So I'm going to look up a adder diagram and see if I can associate it with... Okay, so we need input. So these are all adders, and we have 4 adders here, which allows us to get a 5-bit output for 2 4-bit inputs. And so I'm going to come over here and look at this adder right here. This one in the back. You can kind of see that it has this upper section, and it also has this lower section that all come together at the end. It starts off with I think that's an AND, so that should be that's a XOR. I think it starts off with a XOR. I think that this is a XOR up here, which kind of makes sense. I forgot exactly how all this works, but this should be a XOR. Then the XOR input goes into this other XOR. Yeah, these are 2 XORs. So you get this mess right here is a XOR. There should be a NOT somewhere. No, the NOT is part of the XOR. Oh, yeah. So I think there's a NOT built into the XOR. Like, these are 2 XORs, so this part right here is a XOR. I don't know what this trigger here does. Other than this part right here is another XOR. These 5 triggers. Then under here, what we have is a AND. Here's an AND. It looks very similar to the XOR, except the XOR has this other 2 triggers internal. So this is an AND. Then this is another AND. Yeah, they look the same. These components look the same. And then they come into an OR over here. These 2 triggers are an OR. And all you can see right now is the grouping, and the grouping is sort of just to hold the whole contraption together, also to hold the specific parts together, also to make sure the components function. But if we were able to look at where the individual triggers are linked to, we would get a bit more insight. However, we can't, and I'm definitely not going to look through all that. Oh man, this is a lot. Then someone... Oh, look, we could actually see... No, those are just grouped. That's just grouped. Yeah, that's just grouped, so it's copyable, because I had to copy all these. But basically, we have our input, which is going to come in through here. This is A. Then A also comes into here. And if you're wondering... where's like the electrical signal, it's falling objects. So this sign right here, this arrow sign is our electrical signal. If it's solid, then it's a 0, and if it's physics, it's a 1. And if it's physics, it's gonna fall and hit this and activate this trigger. So back here, if we come to our input, we have these falling tires. We can see that I believe it would probably be this tire right here is activating this trigger. And this trigger gives physics to this sign and this sign down here. Okay, it gives physics to this sign and this sign right here because it's A. Then I think the other number, this tire right here, the first bit of the other number, gives physics to this bottom sign and then this bottom sign. So this bottom one's B, this top one is A, and then this top one up here is A, and this bottom one's B. And those are your inputs to the adder. And it's adding the first bit of both numbers, and then the other adder adds the second bit, and the next adder adds the third bit, and then so on. Now, one interesting thing is if both of them are ones, you're going to have a carry. Just like when you do long addition, back in, I don't know, whenever you learn long addition, kindergarten or something, if you go over how many digits you have, and in binary we have 2 digits, 0 and 1. In decimal we have 10 digits, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if your result is over 10, then you have to carry a 1. Here, if your result is 2, you have to carry a 1. So if it's 1 plus 1, right, if the bits added are both 1, then we're going to have a carry, and this carry is handled somewhere over here? I believe it's handled in this OR, yeah. It's handled in this OR. This OR handles the carry, and then this part up here handles the actual display. So if there's a carry, this OR is going to trigger the physics of one of these guys back here. I can't quite remember who or how this manages to work, because there should be... Oh, I see. Okay, I found it. The carry in... So this is our second this is our second adder right here. This is our second full adder. Okay, the carry in case there was a carry from this part of the other adder, will receive the signal into the AND down here as this component, and also into the XOR up here as this component. No, as this component. Right here. Right here, this is where we'll also receive it. Again, I'm not quite sure what this piece is right here. So this is a XOR, this section of adder. Here, I'll go to this one so you can see it a bit better. This section of adder is a XOR. And the way a XOR works is... I'll bring up a diagram to make sure I get this right. The way a XOR works is actually really complicated. You have to add 2 ORs together and 2 ANDs. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I don't think this is the right diagram. Let me make sure. Diagram. Yeah. Aha. Yeah, this is the one I'm familiar with. No? Yes. Yeah. So it's an OR combined with an AND that's been knotted. Okay, so if you don't know what a NOT gate does, I believe one of these is a NOT gate. Actually, I might have not made a NOT gate because they're kind of complicated. They're kind of annoying. So here I can clearly see the OR gate. Here I can clearly see the AND gate. This must be a XOR gate right here. You can kind of see this part. These 4 right here is an AND gate. It has that indent in the front of it right here, which you can also see in this AND gate right here. If I could get rid of the light behind. Oh, might be. We're going to be here a while. I clicked it. Delete the wall, please. Actually, this might be as far back as the world goes. Give it a second. Oh, there we go. Okay, you can kind of see it a little bit better. So here's a trigger. And see, there's this little indent in the top. This trigger goes higher than this trigger. This trigger's kind of morphed into this other trigger. So you can kind of see that down here in the XOR gate. This part right here is probably some sort of OR gate modification. Actually, no, it looks like it's quite literally just an OR gate that's been slapped onto this, which is how it should work. And then the interesting thing is there is a NOT gate. There is a NOT gate attached to the end of the AND. And I don't see it really right there. Here we can see This seems to be a full adder. This is a full adder right here, actually. And I can see its output. This is its carry bit, and then this is the bit it outputs. So if you don't know how a calculator does addition with all the components like the OR gates, AND gates, electrical signals, you should look that up. It's kind of complicated, but I feel like it might make a bit of sense and make what I'm talking about make a lot more sense. But I think that this random trigger right here has something to do with knotting it properly. Now, the biggest issue I had when making this calculator was making sure everything happens in sequence. Because if something falls over here, then falls over here, and it's not supposed to have fallen yet, the other things will be out of sync, and then the ORs won't function properly, and you'll get a bad output. So making sure everything's in sync was super difficult. Also, juggling room complexity was annoying. These are very optimized. I'm sure they could get more optimized if there was some Trials genius, but I don't have a Trials genius here, so yeah, this is the best I could do. But I'm pretty sure at least they are all really optimized in their amount of objects they take up. And we have just enough space. I don't even know if we could get another one in here. We have just enough space to have a 4-bit adder, which is pretty good. I'd say that's a pretty good amount. I would like to shape up this input system a bit. However, it takes literally 20 seconds just to highlight a single object, so I don't know if I want to do that. Because it takes 20 seconds to highlight a single object. It's pretty crazy. What I'll probably do is make a separate file, delete all of these adders, and then just go to the ones in the back and see how they function. Because then it will run a lot smoother, and I'll be able to click on things and sort of see how it all works. Because I did make this a year ago, and it was something. This is probably the craziest thing I've done in Trials, was make a working calculator. I've done a bunch of other cool stuff, but yeah, this one's the craziest. And I could do another number, but it takes so long to change. So let's do something like, the number 13. How do we get 13? We could do 5. Here, we'll turn this one off. So let's draw out 5 in binary. It's going to take a little while. Okay. Physics off. Oh my gosh, it's going to take a long time. A long time. We're going to be here for another 2 minutes. So this is 5 in binary now. 0, 1, 0, 1. 5 plus 8 equals 13. However, I only really want to turn one of these tires off because I don't want to spend forever doing it. So, what if we did... No, that's boring. 5 plus 3 is just 8. What if we did 5 plus 9? What is that, 14? Let's do 5 plus 9. Oh my gosh, I'm dumb. I just selected one tire, but they both need to be physics. So this is going to take absolutely forever because I have to select him as well. Might be. So... yeah, calculator and Trials. Right now, I'm working on a number lock system. Now, I've already made a password system in Trials where you have to enter in the correct password for the thing to happen. I've done that before, but I've never done that with the motorcycle. I want the motorcycle to be able to do it, because what I want to do is have it so when you get to a checkpoint while you're playing the level, it gives you a save code. So then if you quit the level and you come back, you can go backwards and enter in the save code, and then it will take you to where you were once in the level. That way you don't have to start all over every time, which obviously a lot of levels you're supposed to start all over every time, but I don't know, I just like it would be a cool concept to at least implement once. So that's what I'm working on. I'm working on some sort of number dial, I think with a spinning tire and locking the player in place and having a cube move, and some sort of interface like that, which allows you to enter in 4 different digits, and they could go be from 0 to 3, which gives you 256 possible lock combinations. And when you're done, you press the done button, and then it sends you to the level you inputted. And if you put it in wrong, I'm just going to have the player blow up because, well, you're trying to cheat. So here we have 0, 1, 0, 1 plus 1, 0, 0, 1, or 5 plus 9. So 5 plus 9 should be 14. So let's predict what's going to happen. We have these 5 signs here, 5-bit output. 14 will be, it's going to be 0, 1. It's going to be 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay. Let's watch this. Here we go, and play. Let's hope it worked. Sometimes it bugs out, so... It did not bug out, though. We get 0. This sign's gone, this side's gone, this side's gone, and this sign is still here. So we get 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. We got 14. There we go. 5 plus 9 is 14, people. Thanks for watching.